Good evening and welcome to today's video. Now, today I'll be taking a look at the PSU banking sector. The reason I've chosen to do so is the PSU banking sector has been in news of late, as basically whether we look at social media or we look at the news sites, a lot of people have been discussing about the PSU banking sector being at the forefront of the next up move. So thus I've chosen to look at the PSU banking index plus two stocks which are listed under the PSU banking index. I've only chosen these two compared to the others, as these two are listed in FNO space also. So I'll also look at them from an option seller's perspective over what can be done over the next, let's say, 2 to 3 trading weeks in terms of trend. So firstly, we'll take a look at the Nifty PSU bank. When we look at the Nifty PSU bank, it has been doing rather well. As if we load the daily chart of it, we see that the, the index has managed to stay at its highs, which is very opposite to what is happening in the Nifty and Bank Nifty. This is the Nifty and Bank Nifty have been stuck at support from the past few sessions. But the PSU banking index is completely in the opposite direction, as it is managing to stay up at highs. Now, when we put up the levels, we see that basically the Nifty PSU index has a good probability of taking out the current high of 4647, and if it does so, then it will head up to 4720. But this will be heavily dependent on how, I would say, the constituents obviously perform, but how State Bank of India performs. I think that is going to be the one which is going to end up deciding whether we break this or not. But in my opinion, we are going to be breaking the 4647 resistance in the coming sessions. Might not happen tomorrow, but it will be happening in the coming few sessions. And if we do that, then it will go up to 4720. But 4720 is where it's going to have a pullback, and that's what's going to be the trap. As basically, I'm seeing a similar pattern form in the PSU banking stocks, is that they're going to go up a bit, and then they're going to come in for pullback, which will be the entry point, which I think investors and stocks for a longer period should wait for. So how I see it, if we take out 4647, the next is 4720. Immediate support is 4730 for this index, but if we break support, then we go down to 4440. Now when we look at the stock, which is State Bank of India, now State Bank of India has been basically dilly-dallying around, as it has been moving around its moving average from the past few sessions. Basically, we can, from some Monday 7th August, it started this box range move. Yeah, and it has been doing so constantly. So when we put on the levels for State Bank of India, we see that how I see the whole thing playing out is, number one, we are seeing that the bullish bearish volume is increasing. That's a positive factor. So what it most likely means is that we're going to end up testing the high range, which is at rupees 580. But I believe even how much it increases, it will be very hard for us to take out this zone, 580 to 585. So how I'm looking at the whole thing, yes, we may touch this, which will have the PSU banking sector index go up to the upper resistance level, which I had highlighted in the video earlier, which was 4720, and then it will end up having to come down back for pullback. So this is the same thing I'm seeing in the, let's say, something like State Bank of India, that if it does touch 580, so this will take the PSU banking sector to that extra mile, but then after come back for a pullback, as this is going to be a very strong risk. Now in the coming, SBI is able to clear the 580 to 585 resistance zone at any point, then we can expect a very strong move to come up, as it will have broken a counter resistance level for 585, which is very strong because, number one, 580 is a box range resistance, 585 quant, and then we can also see the 50-day moving average is also resistance there. So this is a multiple resistance zone. So a break of that will be very positive. Any pullback will use basically 560 and 554 as a support. This is as we will not have any major breakdown as long as this two hold, and we will not have any major upswing until this two hold. So this is very good for option sellers, as you can literally sell this range and basically make money from the volatility that's going to happen in between here. Now the next one is Canara Bank. Now when we look at Canara Bank, we see that Canara Bank has been in a similar situation as of the box range as the State Bank of India, but this has been a longer term box trend. I said that as from base 7 July, the stock has been trading in a sideways movement that has frustrated a lot of traders naturally, option buyers, but option sellers will have loved it as it's range bound. So that's easy money for them. Now, when we look at Canara Bank, I would say it will be naturally a task for Canara Bank to take out 340 rupees. But if it does take out that, then 358 is the next target. But how I see this stock trading in terms of an investor's perspective is I expect Canara Bank to take a downswing to 310, which will be a very strong support. This zone is where really people can buy into the stock as normal equity, or an option sellers can sell this range, and that's when all the weak hands will be taken out, and we can start making the move towards 340, then 358 again. So as of now, I expect Canara Bank to continue trading within the box range, but it will sooner or later trend downwards towards these supports. And once it hits these supports, that's when it will be time to go for fresh longs for an upswing until basically 358 will be the target if we hit this support. So that's how I'm looking at Canara Bank as a trading opportunity. Option sellers can basically wait for the thing to fall to that support and then sell it. While for this coming expiry, which is the August one, since we're not that far away from the expiry date, option sellers can sell calls above basically the 340 resistance, and it should be pretty easy money, as the calls might come under pressure for a bit of time, but they will expire in a profit according to me. As 340 to let's say 345, that zone is not going to allow the stock to have a blast off anytime soon. Thank you for watching, and do like the video if you liked the content, and do subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell.